Hey guys, how's it going? Okay, you know, I've been showing you the maker box now for 2 weeks and been showing you the projects, how many great projects there are in it. But now I want to be able to show you how to create one of the projects. One of them that I love is our Decoupage resin ornament. Look at this. Meaning, you can take pretty much any photograph that you have. If you think, we know last time, I don't know if you remember, I talked about being able to tie them on a package, or like for us, we are gonna have our grandson, Neff, Thomas. He will be a year and a half old at Christmas. So the exciting thing is I've got all these adorable pictures from his first birthday that we can make into ornaments to be able to put on packages, to be able to put on our tree, Lee and Preston to put on their tree, and any of his aunts and uncles and cousins that want them. So I want to be able to show you how to create this because I think it's a really great personable thing to make for other people. And the good thing is in the maker box, you've got the resin hardener and the acrylic resin, that the kit that comes together that you'll be able to make like 14 or 15 of these. It's gonna be a lot of fun. All right, you ready to do this? All right, so I wanted to show you, I've laid out what it is that we need. Now, here's the exciting thing. Everything that you see here comes in the maker box. So it's not like you're having to go to the store and get a whole lot of different ingredients to be able to do this adorable project with. So it even comes with the recipe card that has the step outs and everything that you need to be able to create the project. Now, the ribbon here, this is going to be something that you're going to want to be able to add, as is the photo. So I have a photo of our grandson on his first birthday, and that's what I'm going to use to be able to create this adorable decoupage ornament. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to be working with making our resin. In the kit, as I said, you get the hardener and the actual resin. So the acrylic glacier hardener is B, acrylic glacier resin is A. Guys, if you've never done this before, it's okay. It is so fun and so easy. All right, so I'm gonna pull these other things aside, just get them off because I wanna be able to show you how easy this is. This is the mold that we're gonna be working with that actually makes our ornament. The cool thing about it is this, you can use this with so many things. Not only the decoupage that we're going to be doing as far as adding a photo to it, got a little bit of a glare there. You can also stencil, you know, you've got your inks and things that you get in the maker's box that you can create custom ornaments as well with words on them. So the A and the B always have to be mixed together. And so you don't have to shake them or anything, but you actually even get the little cups that come together for you to be able to measure them and make them. So I'm gonna go on and take the A. You wanna make sure, this is very, very important, to use equal quantities. Now, I'm not gonna make a whole lot because when I'm doing this ornament, it takes very, very little resin. And I don't know if you remember me saying, but you can make probably about, easily 15 ornaments just with what you get in the maker box. So now this is my hardener. The hardener, you'll notice, is a little thinner. It comes out a little faster. So you just want to be able to gauge that. Now I've done this quite a bit, but you'll notice on the sides of this that there are little markers. You want to make sure that this was equal amounts. It's very, very important. So now I'm going to take the hardener, and I've got a little popsicle stick. You even get the popsicle stick in the maker box. You don't have to worry about having that, or craft stick, I guess I should say. Now what I will do, I will not clean this out. I'll let this dry, and then that way I can turn the silicone measuring cup inside out and the resin will just pop out. It's not going to be a trouble, especially when you've mixed this together. Now with this, when it's just singular, I could rinse it out if I wanted to, or if I can just use a paper towel. But now when I start mixing it like this is when it's going to have to dry, solidify, and then that way we'll be just popping it out of the silicone mold. So I want to make sure, here's the other key, mix this for 3 minutes. When you're going to notice too, as you're stirring it, you're going to get some bubbles. Can you see this? you're gonna get a few bubbles in it, and that's okay. We're gonna get that out just by hitting it with the hairdryer if we see we've got a problem with bubbles. I just wanna make sure that I get it off the sides really well and stir it up. I want this blended really, really well. And there's something about the agitation process of blending it that works too. Now, notice I've just put down double paper towels, and because I'm working on top of my kitchen counter and I want to make sure that I'm protecting it. So I'm just going to make sure this is stirred up. You're going to notice too, you want to make sure that you work with this within just a few minutes of mixing this, because what happens, it's going to start to get hot, and when you literally touch the silicone, you'll feel the heat in it. All right, so now I'm going to take my time. Let's pour just a little bit. I'm going to go around the edges. See how it flows? Now let's let that even up just a little bit. Something that I do sometimes is I will use a pipette. Now these pipettes come in the maker box too. It comes in the kit, so you don't have to worry about going and buying it. So now I'm letting that just kind of settle, so I know I can come back and add just a little bit more. Taking my time, because I don't want to overfill it. As you pop on here, tell me where you're tuning in from. I'd love to know. You're part of my community of other people that love making and creating and what I say, craft a beautiful life. So just tell me where you're tuning in from. And I love the fact that now we're in November. So now we can be looking at the holidays. We can be planning for Thanksgiving and Christmas and put those Halloween decorations away. I've been thinking today, it's like, okay, how long am I gonna be able to use my pumpkins? I just usually will change it out with a little kale at my front door. All right, so I'm just kind of coming around, filling in this edge. I do wanna make sure that I come all the way up to the edge of the ornament. I wanna also make sure that it's completely even. Make sure that you're working on a really even flat surface, because if it's not even, then your ornament is gonna be kind of slopey in the back, and that's not as desirable. So the other thing that you can do, you can also take your pipette that you've got, and you can just go inside it, pull a little bit out. We're not going to have that much of a difficulty like on this one, but if you need to just come in and add a drop or two to be able to fill in, you can. So I'm going to add just a little bit more, and then I'm going to stop. I can just tell. So it will have a tendency to even out. Now see that you can kind of see the bubbles in it just a little bit. I'm going to go get a hairdryer, and I want to hit this with some heat just to be able to pop those bubbles. So I'm very pleased how my bubbles are starting to dissipate. Got just a little bit of glare on my light. It's hard for you to be able, there, maybe that kind of helps just a little bit. So the bubbles, I hit it with my hairdryer just a little bit. Make sure that you put the attachment on your hairdryer so the heat will be more localized. And you can just pop that. This is going to go clear, but let's allow this to dry for about 8 hours. If you want to just make it at night, let it dry overnight, then that way you can pop it out of the mold first thing in the morning. So now my ornament dried overnight, and I literally just pop it out of the resin mold, and this is what it looks like. Look at the thickness of it. Isn't that fab? I love it. And then you've got your beautiful little hole at the top, so we can put some vintage ribbon, tie this around an ornament. It's absolutely the cutest. Now, here's a fun thing. If I wanted to, I could come back and I could use one of the stencils that comes in our maker box, and I could easily just stencil words on the back of it, put a green ribbon with it, and hang these all over my tree. But I think it would be fun to be able to have this, to be able to celebrate Neff's first birthday. So this is one of the photographs that we just printed off on copy paper. As you can see, it looked like this, and I just cut it apart. And then I'm gonna take the copycat. It's a decoupage material that comes in your maker box, as well as the artist brush that also comes in the maker box. See, it's so cool, guys. You're not gonna have to run all over town and get stuff to be able to do projects. And to me, that's part of the beauty of the Maker Box. It all is in there for you. All right, so choose a front or a back, whichever you want. So I'm gonna choose this as my back, and I'm gonna take my artist brush and dip it into the Copycat and basically just brush all over the back, everywhere. You wanna make sure that you get good coverage, and you want to even it out with your brush. You don't want to have puddles. So I'm going to go to the edge like that. And I'm going to come back and finesse it just a little bit. So I'm melding it. And it's nice to paint one direction. I prefer to go up and down, either up and down or side to side, but you don't want it going both directions because then it's going to kind of look like it was cross-hatched. So this is water soluble. You can easily clean your brush with just some soap and water. I'm gonna put that over here in my sink. And I'm gonna put my top back on my Copycat. And now I'm just going to put little Neff right there. And I'm gonna lay the ornament. Don't worry about it looking kind of smoky. It's gonna dry clear. And I'm gonna lay this on top of Neff's picture. Just like that. So now I'm also gonna make sure, I'm gonna turn this over just a little bit because I wanna put a little bit of pressure on the back and make sure that we've connected the photograph really well with the ornament itself. All right. Just like that. So allow this to dry for about 3 hours, and then you're going to be ready for the next step. Now, I had done one earlier, and I wanted to be able to show you. It's already dried. So when it dries down, it's going to crinkle the paper naturally around it, and that's okay because we're going to actually cut that out. So now I'm just going to take my scissors, and I'm going to trim off the excess. Around my ornament. Guys, as you pop on here, just say hey. Tell me where you're tuning in from. I'm going to trim this a little bit easier once I get all that away. Tell me where you're tuning in from. If you share this video, tag 3 friends that you know love to craft. I'm going to put your name in for a drawing, and we're going to be giving away one of these Maker Boxes. I would probably say this is my most favorite Maker Box yet. It's absolutely amazing. It's such a good deal. There's so many great projects in here that I think are very classic and elegant and make beautiful gifts. So I'm just going to continue working on trimming this, and then I'm going to get ready for my next step. All right, so I thought it'd be fun and festive if we go on and finish it out with some gold leaf on the back. If you've never gold leaf before, I'm excited because I want you to be able to learn how to do this, and it's going to open up a whole new world for you creatively. So in the Maker Box, again, guys, the gold leaf is included. An entire book of gold leaf is included, an entire container of your gold size, which is basically your glue, your gilding size. There's so many projects. There, you get so much more in this particular kit that you'll be able to do all kinds of ornaments or frames or whatever. But we've got a lot of other projects we want you to be able to gild in the Maker Box. So I'm going to go on and turn this over. So I've got the back side of my paper that we did. And I'm just gonna apply with my artist brush. I cleaned it out with just some soap and water. And I'm going to apply the size all over the back on my paper, because we're gonna gild the whole back of this. Now, before I get too far along, I'm gonna make sure that I punch my hole in my ornament so I can put my vintage ribbon on there. Again, I'm making sure that I get 100% coverage. Here's the importance of this. If you miss an area, when you are laying down your gilding size, you are going to have it to where it's not going to adhere. So we've got to make sure that we put on quite a bit. Now here, look what I'm doing. I'm coming back and I'm doing a second pass. I didn't allow it to dry. I'm just keeping to work because the paper, it is absorbent. And so it's going to absorb the size. So I'm going to come back. Anytime I'm gilding over paper, I'm going to do 2 passes, one after the other. All right. Once I feel like I've got that evenly on there, I can pop my brush in some soapy water. And now I'm going to open up my book, and you're going to notice, let me move that out of the way. You're going to notice there are 25 pages in here. So I'm going to pull this back. I'm not going to cut this, but normally you can cut it in half, you can cut it in quarters, cut it in strips. But I'm going to hold all of this book together, and I'm going to flip it over onto the back of this like this. Pull that sheet out as you're working on it. And then now I just want you to rub that in. Just really get that. You'll see I'm burnishing it with the whole book on here. And now I'm going to remove it so that way I can take off the excess gold. So now after my leaf has dried, 10 or 15 minutes, then I'm ready to be able to come back to clean it out. So this brush also comes in your maker box. You don't have to go out and even buy a brush. So now I want you to just kind of go around the edges like this. And this is kind of a burnishing aspect of it, but what it's also going to do, it's going to clean off the excess leaf. A fun little thing that you could do, a Tupperware container, a mason jar, and take your excess gold. I actually like having it to where if it's clear so I can see inside it. Just, you can pick up the leaf like this and put it into a jar like this. And then that way you can use the pieces again. I can literally go over to my sink and get this excess. And if you want to, you can just clean it off, put it down into your little jar like this. That way, you've got that for other projects. It's just kind of an excess. It's a great thing to be able to have, then that way you don't have to go and get a new sheet when you need to be able to just kind of touch something up. So main thing is what I want you to know. Now I'm going to come back. I'm going to do this off camera. I'm going to come back and actually go on and gild the edge. And I will lay my brush. I'm not going to try to be up on the tip like this. I'm just going to lay my brush down like this on the sides and get the size all the way around and then gild the edge of that. And that's going to make it that much prettier when I go to put it on my package. You want to make sure that while it's drying, go on and poke your hole through there so that way it's not going to run into a problem. And if you want to, you could come back and not do your photograph all the way to the top and do a little tip like that. And it's fun. You can do them in sepia tones. You could do it in black and white. There's so many different things that you could do. I'll go you one further. You could even come back. Oh my gosh, I just had a thought. Hold on just a second. This is one of the stencils that comes in the maker box. And I love how the Joy to the World and the Be Joyful, these are created for the anything round like this, whether you like doing the birch round circles to be able to have, but also it's great to be able to do these ornaments. And then in the maker box, you also get your green, your gold, your black, your white, your red inks. So I thought, how fun would it be for us to add just a little bit of detail? I'm gonna pull the red out and let's go on and cut this let's see. Now, a lot of times these lines that we have on the stencils like this are your cut lines. And I'm just gonna cut this out right here. You could even do that little star. All right, so should pop on here, say hey. I don't know if you knew or if you heard me, I am giving away one of these maker boxes. So all you have to do to enter is share this video and tag some friends. And so that way it's gonna make it a lot more fun because we're gonna be giving this away in 3 days, and I'm even gonna pay to send it to you. All right, so I'm trying to think, where should I wanna play with this? Maybe I can, let me see if I can put it on the side here. Let's put it down this way. Let's see what this is gonna look like. All right, so I think because of him, I'm gonna switch out and do the gold ink. There's a lot of ink in here, guys. This goes a long, long way. And I'm just gonna dip it with my spreader. A little dab will do ya. I'm gonna go on top of this. As long as I can see his sweet little face, I'm okay. All right, so I'm just gonna hold this and pull it up at a 45-degree angle like this. Oh my goodness, that is so cute. So cute. And I think I will come back. Look at that, is that not so cute? I think I will come back and do this part up here in gold. So that way my eye will kind of come up here. Here's the other thing that we have that could be a lot of fun. On the stencil, we have these lines. So if you wanted to, you could cut it and even go around the edges. I just saw something on here. Let's do this. I'm gonna take, look at the top of this stencil. I'm gonna take this little bell and these snowflakes, and I'm gonna pull these out. I wanna put these at the top of my ornament. I think it'll just kind of balance this out a little bit. Look at that. See, that way, the composition of it, having the Be Joyful down here, I can still see through it just fine. That I think it'll look nice to be able to have some snowflakes at the top. But we're gonna do them in gold. Let's lay this down. Do another one. Yes, that makes that so much more fun. And I'll still be able to come back and do my gold at the top. Love that. So, so sweet. Now do you see why I'm excited? So share this video, tag some friends, and tell them, you know, it'd be a lot of fun to get together and be able to make these. Aren't these not the cutest things? These are the cutest things. This is what's so exciting to me. Now, this is going to be a secret because I think it'll be fun to be able to have as a keepsake for Lee and Preston. That's our son and our daughter-in-law. And I'm going to tie this on a package that I'm going to give to her. So that way she'll have it, and it can be like, it's not his first Christmas, but it's his first Christmas that he's really going to remember and enjoy and unwrap the presents and things. So I just think it's such a great little treat. Think about your friends. Go on socials or get a picture. Don't tell them what it's for. And you could even do your whole family on this, and you could put it on all your kids' packages or do it for your friends or maybe your friend's grandchild. They would absolutely cherish this. And what is better to me than anything is the fact that you make it with your hands. I think that shows a love and valuing our friendships and our family in such a way to give them something that we made with our hands makes it that much more special. So go to the link below. You'll see the maker box. And I hope you have a fabulous, fabulous fall day. Love you guys. Share this video. Tag some friends. Your name will go in for a draw, and we're going to be giving it away. Love you guys.